I don't know if there's a market for this type of video, but I just wanted to have a conversation with myself about how good pros really are. I was talking to some people in the DMs, and I think that most of the videos I watch are probably like the top 1% of skateboarders. And just locally, like if I go to a park, not to toot my own horn, but I'm usually one of the best five people there. Depending on who shows up. If a real crew shows up, I'm not that it, or I'm not that good. But for the most part, a lot of my park is like little kids, you know what I mean? So when I pull up to a park, and I said this one time to my girlfriend, and she thought like, you seem cocky or something. But then I don't think people understand how bad the average skater really is. Not to hate on them or anything. They're learning, they're children a lot of the time. Sometimes they're young adults. Every now and then they're adults. But it's rare that you see somebody skating that didn't skate at an earlier time. But yeah, I just think if I go to any random park and it's not the regulars, an average day you might have, at least around here, there's going to be like 5 to 7 children, and then you know 3 to 5 good people that really get down, or people that are just very familiar on a board. There's going to be your park skaters that are pretty good at park, that can't skate much flat. There's going to be some flat guys who are good at flat, vice versa. But for the most part, the average good person only probably makes up 30% of the park tops. And at least around here, I can count on one hand how many regulars that go to the park that can just, smith a rail or something. A more intermediate trick. Then you compare that to how good a pro actually is. Pros are like flipping into Smith, flipping out. The level that it takes to go pro and the types of videos that I watch, they're just so beyond almost comprehension. If you haven't skated a long time, you don't even have an idea of how hard some of these tricks are. I mean, any random Nyjah video, you know what I mean? It's going to, he's going to do like tray flips into nose blunts and stuff on handrails. You go to your local park, how many people can even skate the handrail? Just keeping it real. When, and it's kind of funny that people like me criticize anything about these pro skaters that are putting out parts that are just incredible. And I think we've all seen too that things look much smaller and less impressive on camera. Sometimes you can like think about it differently, like, okay, I know how hard that is in real life, so I know it's gnarly. But other times you kind of lose sight of that and you think, that didn't look that big. But I've seen a lot of locals that just kill it. Like they're way better than me. Their video parts just don't compare to these pros. So I think that's almost one thing that makes skating less interesting, because when you're looking at something like Street League, that is like 0.001% or something. I'm pulling these numbers out of my ass. I'm making it up. I'm not dumb data. I don't know the numbers. But I do know that when I see people at a local skate park, a lot of them can't kickflip. I'm not being hateful or anything, but I think that when you've been in this skate game so long, like it's hard for me to imagine being a beginner. And most of the people that stick with it do eventually land flip tricks and stuff, but there are so many people that bought a skateboard, you know, they were obsessed with it for a couple months. Then they just realized it's too hard. Those people are still skaters. You know, you know what I mean. So, I don't know. just a little ramble. I was just thinking how good pros really are. Man, honestly, if you have more than 5 flip tricks, I think you're probably in the top 10% of people that have ever tried to skate. Somewhere around. I don't know. Like, I don't I don't know about locally because some dude was telling me in the UK everybody's nasty. So I don't know how true that is, but I know from what I've seen, small town. I'm also from a small town. Most people can't even ollie. So yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. What do y'all think? What percent of people do you think can kickflip? And then, how good are these pros? Is it a 0.001% of people can skate like them? Because there's only 2 people that can skate like Nyjah and Udo, and it's Nyjah and Udo. You know what I mean?